go ahead and stick with the NBA here. James Wiseman of the Golden State Warriors gets bumped down to the G League. Uh, I mean, son, sometimes man, you just got to go and get better. As they
Excuse
as
me.
or as they say in the internet world, video gaming world, GIT GUD, get good. But I think
Damn.
I I think I think overall, man, it's a good maneuver, man. You're gonna send the young buck down there. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying, sharpen his polish his skills, man. I'm sorry. I am a prone believer in developmental leagues and
Nah,
things like that.
I'm glad that you jumped it off and said that you're like you're pro this because I think
Yes.
as the G League grows, we can kind of compare it to like loosely compare it to like Major League Baseball's minors.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This is a good place. And with the players coming in as young as they are, like you don't basketball is and you can speak to this, Sterling, a whole lot because you played basketball is a confident sport. Like you have to believe that you're that good in order to do some of the things that you're able to do on the court. So I think that Wiseman's confidence, they don't want to shatter it. Like they want him to still believe that he's good enough to play. The kids only play, guys, 1,030 minutes total, I believe, of basketball in his entire like college and professional career. He played 69 minutes of college ball at Memphis. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where you're like, he's not where we thought he would be because he got hurt and he hasn't played a lot, but he's still an amazing talent that just needs to work on more of the basics of the game and get used to being dominant at those. Now, what will he do that? This is gonna be a good experiment to see what like with NIL and these young guys, should you stay? Should you be in a spot where you can do more work or should you go forward now? But it's I think it's good though. I think it's good to let him go down there and see if he can polish his skills and get good enough. But he's on a defending championship team. So no matter what he does when he gets back, it's gonna be tough because he's gonna be expected to play. Ooh, excuse me. He's gonna be expected to play, at a rate on a second unit of a
Yeah.
championship team, and he's literally like a lottery team rookie type player right now. I think he's gonna get good though. But what you got?
Yeah, man. I think it's the same kind of thing that we see with Ben Simmons. Um, and I'll make it even to a micro point of view. You guys have been on teams where maybe where you were expected to carry the team. You know what I'm saying? And then you've
What's
been
up,
on
second
teams
place?
where you had support, where you weren't necessarily the best player, but you
A
had to do your
team.
part. Right, a
Yeah, just
team.
a team.
I
Yeah.
I think that's something.
No, but
Right.
really though.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking, yeah,
It's
no, a
it's kind of
team.
polar. It's kind of polar opposites. I think these guys coming up in AAU and being in college, like Wiseman was the guy at Memphis for the short amount of time that he played, right? And then you got Ben Simmons was the guy at LSU, and you saw
Yeah.
them flourish and shine. Whereas now I just think that it comes down to a confidence thing with those two players. And I know we ain't talking about Ben Simmons, but I piggyback off that just because Wiseman has all the talent to be great. It's just, man, you're walking in there with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry
Mhm.
and he was the
Draymond.
Draymond. You're a high draft pick, and you're supposed to pick this thing up and go but that's an intricate system that they run in Golden State. And a lot of these dudes, I'm gonna be honest with you, Russ, y'all know some of these dudes dumb as shit. I'm not saying Wiseman is
No, I mean, no,
right.
no, but you seriously, no, I mean, hey, nah, flex bomb for the dumb athletes because there's a lot of guys out there that do not get any of the X's and O's and what's going on. They just
Yeah,
know I am bigger, faster, and stronger. And coach, tell me where to go because
yeah,
I don't know and I'm not gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But it's you know what I'm saying? It's the beauty of the game because you need
yep,
someone that may be not bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody to tell you which direction to go. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the beauty of sports. But I mean, y'all ain't dumb, but y'all IQ of the sport is dumb.
it's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people that trying to have hard idea understanding, it's that guy that's faster than everybody in basketball and gets the ball and he just runs by everybody before even like calculating where everybody else is at and he ends up just going down the court and just cluster fucking. Now
Yeah.
like maybe like 6% of the time he'll get like a crazy cool layup, but most of the time it ends up in a crazy ass shot that he misses and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? But he's such a good athlete that people are like, I guess. Yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
talking about. That's low
Yeah.
IQ. Low
Yeah.
IQ.
yep. It matters, man. You
No,
know,
It
it
like
doesn't.
does.
It
It
does.
does.
you see it in college basketball now, man. You got guys that just don't understand what's going on, and you got so it's like there's talented guys, right? And then you got guys that are like wholesome basketball players who know
Yeah.
exactly what they're doing. Like, and I think a lot of these talent evaluators, I don't know if you guys follow Hoop Politics, but they were talking about how in the league now, or how they evaluate college talent, like coaches are now they've been looking at just the rankings. They're really not looking at guys' ability and skill. They're just looking at who's in the top 300, and we're just going to go
Yeah.
after those guys, right? So you see a lot of guys that are slipped through the cracks. And when you're looking at college basketball, when you look at the levels, all the guards are the same, but it's the bigs that differentiate, the style of play and the level of play. And so you got a lot
I
of these
think
guys that don't want to put the work in from a scouting standpoint. I think this is part of this is the kind of stuff we're seeing. So Wiseman being as big as he is, I mean, yeah, he's just 7 foot, but
yeah,
it's mental.
he's never had like if he was told like, nah, you're not finna go to the league because you don't set screens well and
Mm-hmm.
you don't roll off them well, which he doesn't. If you
Right.
watch him play, he's like allergic to contact on the screen, and that's your job. But if you think about it, he's used to setting screens on people that are so much smaller than him that he can just bullshit around it and then cut to the basket. Now
Yep.
he's got a person that's big and strong enough to be on him, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's shell shock, if you will. Like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do? You know what I'm saying? Just the way that you feel, any of us would feel if they get out there with a bunch of supreme athletes. Like, oh my god, like I'm a regular human. Like he gets out there and oh my god, they're just as good as me. Like all the stuff I used to use to my advantage, you know what I'm saying, is not finna work against this person because they're the same size as me. So I think he just needs to get used to playing people his size, and he just needs to get confident in his ability. Because most of the time that happens to people doesn't mean that they're sorry. Just mentally, they're just not ready to face somebody like that, so they're not even confident that anything they do will work. You know what I'm saying? Just like you wouldn't be confident if you ran up on a tall ass dude and tried to do a fadeaway. You'd be like, oh, I might get blocked. Let me try something safe. Like you just gotta. But I just think that goes into basketball. So that's why I'm glad they let him get down there and let him get good. I hope they don't trade him, but if they do, he'll be a good addition to another team if he wants to work. It's all gonna be on the players from this point forward because if they want to work, they'll be good enough to play in
Yep.
the league and they'll start. But if they don't want to work and they're just like this shit is hard, then they'll be bench players until they get up out of
Yeah.
there.
Well, I think that